Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1 week with the Legion Go 2, and I'm going to give you all the details about how the first week has gone, and we are going to show you 10 different games running, so buckle up. This is going to be a long one. Now, if you don't want to watch all of it, I completely understand. This has turned out to be ridiculously long. But people are wanting to see, footage of a lot of different games. So here I am. I'm going to deliver that in this video. But first, let's take a look at the Legion Go 2 itself. Also, there are going to be timestamps down below if you want to look for a specific game. But the build on this thing is absolutely impressive. The first thing that you're going to feel whenever you open it up and you pull it out is this thing is premium from top to bottom. The controllers, the soft touch plastic, I don't know how they did it. It feels super good, and it doesn't pick up tons of smudges and fingerprints. I don't know how they did a matte finish that doesn't do that. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and just detach these real quick so you can get an up close view. This is the right, I guess we can call it what do they call them? True Strike. I really like the textures that they have on the sides here, especially on the buttons. I find myself just kind of rubbing my fingers on it while I'm playing just because it's it just feels good. I wish they used more of that texture, especially on the triggers and bumpers. That would have been sick. Or even on the joystick themselves. I like the grips, as you can see. But, yeah, still the same clunky mechanism to get them on and off. Legion Go owners get used to it, and it kind of loosens up a little bit over time, so it gets a little bit easier. So I haven't had too much problems because I'm kind of used to it. I do like this D-pad. Initial impressions on it, I didn't love it at first, but I actually do kind of like it. Again, so you got a couple of back buttons on the left True Strike controller, and here's your trigger and bumper. Which is not my favorite triggers in the world, as you guys probably heard in a previous video. But here's the back, the new design with the fan in the middle. It kind of limits the height of the kickstand, but that's okay. It still works fine. It does make me feel a little less secure about it sitting on a table, because a lot of times I'll just set it up on a TV tray or something, by the couch or whatever while I'm playing, and I'm a little bit more nervous about it, not just because of the shorter height on it, but the price of this handheld. On the bottom, you've got just a USB-C, your SD card, and a 3.5 millimeter headset jack, and then also your switch for your FPS mode. But yeah, this thing is very premium from top to bottom. I did also want to show you guys Legion Space. So if you haven't used this before, this is kind of your library menu. I don't hate it, but this Halo Master Chief, when I downloaded it, it filled up 5 or 6 different slots, which is different downloadable stuff. That's a problem with Legion Space, is it just it kind of gets cluttered up with a bunch of junk. A lot of people don't like it. I typically don't hate it. It's fine. It's serviceable. I do like, the settings and some of the performance options and stuff like that. You can see access to store and cloud gaming, things like that. Over here in the settings, you've got tabs for the performance. So on the performance, you'll notice on the OS mode, we have that at efficiency, which is important. You do not want that on performance, because that will, take away some power and reserve it for the Windows, which you don't really want while you're gaming. So here's some of there's also an OLED option down here for burn-in, but it keeps turning itself off, so I'm not sure. Maybe that's just not ready to go yet. Of course, you got your driver updates, things like that. You've got your audio, your display settings, all that kind of stuff. And the button mapping is awesome. You can literally button map any of the buttons on this thing, and there is a lot of buttons, but any of them you can basically just program to do whatever you want. So your Legion buttons or whatever, multitasking, you can change to whatever. So I'm going to jump into that and customize that a little bit more for myself, just to kind of give myself a better experience. Since this has HDR, not all games have HDR, you are able to button map HDR on and off to a button. So I will definitely be doing that. You can obviously turn your lights on and off, things like that. On the joysticks, you can actually go in and calibrate those. So you can totally calibrate them. You can set the dead zones here. is what you're seeing on screen right now. And we'll jump over into like the calibration here just so you can kind of see what that looks like. And again, here on the kind of trigger setup there. And let's jump into the, let's see here. Yeah, you could do gyro settings. I have my gyros turned off, so let's go ahead and do a stick calibration here. Let's do this. This will be the left stick. So basically what you do is just rotate the stick around in a circle twice and then hit the A button to confirm. And then boom, you are calibrated. And it's just that easy. We'll go ahead and do the left trigger. And we're sitting down here. You can't really do it. So let me pick it up. And let's pull the trigger. Yep. And you see it's going from full to a 0 perfectly. So it is fully calibrated there. And let's do that again. We'll jump over and just go ahead and do the other ones as well. The right stick and the right trigger too. So same way, just kind of you press A button, then rotate the stick twice and then let go and then hit the A button and then boom, you are calibrated. So that's kind of cool that you can, you know, if you have trouble with the sticks and stuff over time, you can kind of just, or the triggers or the gyros, you can just go in and recalibrate them all. So I do like that. That is super nice. And so we have everything all calibrated and ready to go. And the last thing here, you just got some more settings. So you can, like the controller timeout. So if you disconnect them and they're just kind of sitting idle, I like to bump that up a lot, especially since I make videos a lot. So sometimes I set it down and come back to it, and it's just a pain in the butt if the triggers go off, if I have them like disconnected or anything like that, or just haven't used them for a certain amount of time. So that is Legion Space proper. Even if you don't want to use that, there is a side menu that you'll be using a lot more. But let's go ahead and jump into some games. All right, so the first game we're going to look at here, let's jump into the settings for it. This is Ball Pit. So this is kind of taken, it seems like Steam and everybody by storm here. I've not played it before, so I downloaded it. I'll be playing this for the first time. And right off the bat, pretty cool little vibes here. I like this little intro sequence. And okay. But I heard about this on a podcast, so I definitely wanted to check it out, especially since everybody seems to be playing it. I hear it's like a kind of like a Vampire Survivors type of game. But we're just going to go ahead and jump in and kind of see what it is all about. As soon as we get this cutscene over with here. All right, looks like we are headed into the ball pit. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So we're just kind of shooting. Okay, and it looks like I said, the balls will bounce back and forth off of the enemies. That's pretty cool. Okay. And it looks like you're firing with the trigger. Okay. And I'm probably playing this the most stupid way possible, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Let me keep playing a little bit here. This is pretty fun, though. So far, I'm sure it'll get a little more wild here. So it looks like, okay, so you got to get, so the balls are bouncing all over the place, and it looks like they're hitting the enemies, killing the enemies, and they're dropping like gems or something. So it looks like yellow and green. Okay. Well, I'm sure we're probably supposed to go pick those up at some point. But yeah, this is coming, screen's filling up pretty fast, so I probably need to do a better job of killing these things. I better need to come up with the... Oh, you can rotate the stick left and right to kind of aim all the balls. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we get power-ups. All right. Okay, I kind of see what this is all about. Let's see. Let's see if we can keep going before this... it looks like I'm about to die here, so let's see if we can kill these things here real quick. Try to get them out of the way. Give myself a little breathing room here. Have you guys played Ball Pit? It seems pretty cool so far. Okay, let's pick that one. Yep. So, again, my first time playing it. Heard it was pretty cool. Okay, it's already getting a little more crazy. I'm getting a little more upgrades. Things are moving a little bit faster. Oh, you can like speed it up and slow it down too. That is interesting. Slow it down a little bit. Weird. I wonder if you get like less points or less rewards if you slow it down, or like more rewards if you go faster. I don't know. It's pretty cool though. So yeah, have you guys played this yet? Have you checked it out? I mean, obviously it's running no problem. I mean, this is this is what you would kind of classify as like indie games and games that are just going to run. I mean, I'm sure you could probably get maybe 120 FPS out of Xbox ROG Ally on this one too, even. But if you are new to the channel, you know, again, this is my first time playing this game, so I don't really know a whole lot about it. Some of the other games we're going to play, I'll be able to provide you a little bit more insight or know at least what's going on with some of those games. But this one, I'm just kind of figuring out, let's just start the video off with something I've never even played before and just see how it goes. And spoiler alert, I ended up playing this for way long. I kind of forgot I was doing this on camera and just went way longer than I should have. So I actually ended up just cutting off the footage here at some point. So the more I went, the more I kind of like figured out what we were doing and what you're supposed to do and like kind of how to play it. I could see how this is super addicting, just like Vampire Survivors was. If you guys haven't played Vampire Survivors, I mean, it's like I mean, it looks like a super indie title. I mean, like with super old school graphics. And like when I first started playing it, I was like, what? I was like, what's the big deal about this? But it is crazy addicting, and it just becomes like absolute pandemonium when you get just like a bazillion enemies on screen. It's like so fun, and you can end up getting like so powerful. You can just like sit in the middle of the screen, and just enemies are just like coming at you a million miles an hour from all directions, just getting like totally killed because you're so powerful. Like, it's just a lot of fun. So if you haven't played Vampire Survivors, definitely check that one out. This seems kind of like built from the same kind of pedigree here with indie developer and just kind of a focus on fun and gameplay, because this is quite a bit of fun. I'm probably going to be playing this a lot more than I was expecting to just kind of play for this video here, and I'm already kind of like mesmerized by it. I'm kind of like stuck on it. But yeah, this is dope. This is a lot of fun. It's running really good. There's definitely not going to be any issues in it. Like that little animation on this OLED screen, and you're going to hear me talk about that over and over, especially with games that support HDR. This screen is absolutely the best portable gaming screen I've ever used. It is insanely good. And what's really cool about it is, and we'll see in some AAA games that we're going to jump into throughout this video, is that VRR window going down to 30. It's legitimately game-changing for playing AAA games on handheld. So, like, if you're going to try to play a brand new game and, maybe you have to put it all on, like, 800p and, like, super low settings for everything, and it's still just barely running at, like, 35 FPS or something like that. Well, with that VRR, you're going to get, like, a super clean, super smooth image and gameplay. It's awesome. So, the way I like to play on handheld, I mean, normally if I play on like console or something like that, I'm used to like 4K 60 because I usually play on like PS5 Pro or something like that. But on handheld, I generally go for like, I want good image quality and I want like a clean, smooth experience as much as possible. So I really try to balance frame rate and graphics and image quality. And I know there's people, in the comments of all the videos of being like, well, you should play with these settings and this and this and this. And some people want high FPS no matter what, and they'll play an absolutely trash-looking graphic, settings to do that. And that's totally fine. And if you want to play that way, that's great. I like high FPS too, but I do still value the way the game looks. So I want to, I'm happy to play at 35 to 45 FPS on a lot of games if I can get good image quality, and also with that VRR, I mean, it's just like so silky smooth that it's just a really nice way to play. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into another game. The next one is going to be Control. So if you haven't played Control, let me introduce you to it. This is a Remedy game, so these are the same people who make Alan Wake 2. They made, if you're an Xbox player, we have a lot of those on the channel. They made Quantum Break, which is an awesome game. I'd love to see that come to other platforms. Quantum Break is excellent. This game is actually, I don't remember them ever saying it in the lead up to whenever the game launched, but after you play the game, you do realize this is part of the Alan Wake universe as well. But Control is awesome. So it's like a third person kind of action. It's kind of like a detective style. I mean, it is a third person shooter at its heart, but it's just super cool. It's very different. You do get a ton of like additional story by just picking up all the collectibles and reading them. There is a bazillion of collectibles in this game if you want to read them. So if you're about that kind of stuff, this is totally the game for you. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I stopped reading them about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through. I was like, I can't read all of these. I want to play the game. But this game is killer. It's a lot of fun, and it's graphically, I think it looks really great. And so we're going to see how it is running here on the Legion Go 2. And so let's go ahead and jump into Control here, and then we'll jump into the settings and kind of see what we are working with. And I know there's going to be people asking as well. The VRAM I have set to 14, so that leaves 18 for the system. We are running in performance mode on the Legion Go 2, and I have it set to 144 Hertz, so that way we can take advantage of that full VRR window. So that's the settings that we are playing on, and we are getting, right now, it looks like, pretty decent FPS. So let's jump into the settings here so you guys can see what we are working with. As always, I'll just kind of scroll through them, and if you're interested, if you like the way this runs and you want to copy them, you can always scrub back through the video. I'm not like a crazy optimized settings guy or like a benchmarking channel. I just like to show the games how they're running, and typically like how I would play them. I usually do suggest to people, kind of just optimize in an area that seems like it's the game's having a harder time than other areas, and then just turn off all those stats and then just kind of play your game. And because if you sort of tweak your settings and get the FPS and the image quality and the frame rate that you're happy with in a more difficult to run area, then you're going to be good for the rest of the game. Is pretty much the way that I try to do it. Because I'm about playing the games, not fiddling with them so much. I am traditionally a console player. I do like playing with the settings and just kind of tweaking it to get what I want. And what I've noticed on, if you're playing a demanding game, you really don't have a ton of options that make a big difference. Obviously resolution is a big one, but when you go through all the different, the shadows and the textures and this and that and the other. A lot of times, you might pick up an FPS or two, or when you unpause it, it kind of jumps around a little bit, and you're not even sure if it made any difference at all. So, as always, if there's anybody in the comments that has played Control on the Legion Go 2, and you have settings that you think are great, feel free to drop those in the comments. We would be happy to take a look. So there you can see the Legion space on the side there. And that's the menu that you'll use most often if you don't want to use the full-on Legion Space app. You just hit that top right button and you can pull up the little sidebar menu. That's where you can kind of fiddle with your resolution and your frame rate of the screen there. So that's what you'll use most of the time. So Control, super cool game. It's a beautiful game. It's very different. I love this like building setting, and there are definitely moments in this game that are surprising and delightful and just an absolute joy. this is running, I think, really great on the Legion Go 2, and you can run it. Again, you have options if you want to crank up the frame rate. You can drop some of them settings down, but again, I like to sort of balance frame rate and image quality, and I just kind of, sometimes I'll just tweak this or that or the other. But I think these settings look pretty good to me. I would definitely play on them, no problem at all. So, yeah, again, Control, highly recommend it. Part of the, they call it the Remedyverse, in the Alan Wake universe, Alan Wake 2, which we'll see later. No, we saw that in another video. So if you were to see Alan Wake 2, I've got that up in another video. And if you just jump forward to specifically just to Control, you probably already know about the timestamps, but if you scrubbed, if you're looking for any specific game, I will have that in the timestamps below. There's about 10 or 11 games, and I wanted to try to play each game for a good 5-6 minutes, so if you're interested in one particular game or another, you can get at least a little bit of a chunk of the game and just kind of see how it's running, or how you could expect it to run if you do pick up the Legion Go 2. I'm quite satisfied with the performance. I really haven't loaded up anything that I felt like was going to be unplayable for me. Again, there are some people that are just going to be like, oh, I'm not going to play games at 30 FPS. Well, maybe PC handles aren't for you at that point, or maybe you should pick up an eGPU, because there will be, as new games come out, they're just going to be more and more demanding. So there'll be some point where you're going to run into a game that maybe it's not optimized well, or maybe it's just a very demanding game. You might be in the 30s. And I think even now there's some that I'm playing in the 30s just because I want that better looking graphics, higher image quality, that kind of stuff. And with the VRR, totally happy with it. I mean, this is really smooth. You see all the camera movements and everything. It is super smooth. Now, what you cannot see is the HDR on any of these games that are support HDR. And it is just, it's hard to describe how good it is. And we'll see some others later that are really standouts for the HDR. So, again, this is Control. You should definitely pick it up, especially if you're into just like third-person action games. The combat is really fun. You get to do like a lot of cool different things with the combat. She gets a lot of cool powers. And you're kind of just like, it's kind of like an investigation type game. You're kind of just trying to figure out like what's going on, what's happening. This is the very beginning of the game, so you're not going to get like any like in-game spoilers or anything like that. But I did want to get far enough into the game so you can just see some just very basic combat. And the combat is not crazy, but it does get hard. I remember the first time that I played it, the combat, like toward the end of the game, like I was getting my butt kicked. So combat does get harder. I would just definitely suggest, if you're going to play this, if you're like an average player, whatever, really focus on getting all your abilities together and all that kind of stuff before you head to the end of the game, so that way you'll be like fully equipped to deal with some of the harder enemies toward the end of the game. And just like Remedy in their other games, they like to fuse sort of like live action elements with the game. And I think that is super cool. There you see my little Fallout guy in the corner there. He's asking for a like. Please like and subscribe if you don't mind. They like to fuse like live action with the gameplay. And I think they did it in a super cool way in this game. So there's like a lot of this film footage that you'll be running into throughout. And they sort of use that as a method to tell a lot of the story, which I think is super cool. And of course, they took that to another level with Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2, man. Unbelievable game. You should definitely play that if you haven't. Even if you don't want to play Alan Wake 1 and you're like, well, I'm not going to play Alan Wake 2 without playing Alan Wake 1. And Alan Wake 1 is just like too old and it controls for crap and I don't want to play it. Fine. Go watch a recap video, watch a story video on Alan Wake 1. And play Alan Wake 2, because Alan Wake 2 is totally modern, totally like super good graphics, super good controls, and it is an excellent game. Really had had a sequence in that game, had me grinning ear to ear. I'd never seen anything like that in a game. It was awesome. Should definitely play Alan Wake 2. And especially if you're going to play Control. So play Control, play Quantum Break, play Alan Wake 2. Now, Quantum Break is not officially in the same universe, but I think that's just because Xbox owns the rights to it. But, they've sort of been sliding in some of the things from Quantum Break into these games. So I think it's like officially, unofficially included in the same universe. But they're all standalone games too, so if you just want to play Control, you can totally do that. Or just play Alan Wake, you can totally do that. Or just Quantum Break. Quantum Break is awesome. I loved Quantum Break. So here we're getting into a little bit of the combat, you can see. So the gunplay is super fun. Her powers are nice. So you don't have any powers here yet, so basically you're just relying on your gun and the hand-to-hand melee combat. And the gun is super cool. It's like infinite ammo, but you only have like so many shots in the round, and then it just sort of auto refills for you. So there is a little bit of you want to make sure that you're using melee or using your powers in conjunction with the gun, because you don't want to like run out of ammo and get smacked. But yeah, combat's super fun. This is just basically the tutorial combat, so this is just ultra basic, so there'll be much more fun combat later on in the game. But yep, that's it for Control. Really good game. Highly recommend it. I don't think enough people played it. They are making a sequel to it. Just look at that. Look at that. It's art direction, all that stuff. The cinematography here. Very good. Very good. You will enjoy it. I promise. And if you don't, well, blame it on me, because everybody else does anyway. But that's going to be it for Control. So we are going to jump into another game here in just a second. I'm just going to let this finish out this little cutscene here. Look at the graphics on this. This is running on a handheld. It blows my mind what these things can do nowadays.
Things have quieted down outside.
For someone like me that grew up with like the Atari and the NES and SNES, man, I remember even in the like the N64 days or the PlayStation 1 days when we would get like cutscenes, and the cutscenes would be like super cool graphics, and we'd be like, man, I can't wait till games look like that. Well, I mean, we have more than surpassed that, so it's just like, as somebody who loves video games, it's like all of our dreams just totally came true on that one. All right, the next game up is Cronos, and I am dying to play Cronos. This game is awesome. It just came out in a super crowded time. I really wanted to play it in October, but I kind of fell down the Yote rabbit hole, so I'm still playing that. Been playing Outer Worlds too, but I want to play this game so bad. It just seems so cool. I like the slow plotting, horror, like kind of sci-fi vibes that this throws out. It doesn't seem like it's that scary of a game, which is good for me. I much prefer like kind of like the scary type atmosphere versus actual like horror and jump scares and things like that. So this seems like it would be right up my alley. But yeah, this game looks good. We just had a little hiccup there, but other than that, it seems to be running pretty good. But so like this is a newer game, so this is like what I was talking about. Like, you could certainly turn some of the settings down and get some higher FPS, and we're gonna maybe fiddle with it a little bit here to see what we can do. So I got the settings pulled up here, and we're just kind of fiddling around with it a little bit just to see, what kind of changes we can make to get a little bit more FPS. This game does give you plenty of options, so if you are dead set on like 60 FPS, then you're going to have to turn some of these settings down. But again, I'm just kind of, I'm looking for that good image quality. And on a game like this that's kind of slow and plodding, I don't necessarily need 60 FPS. I'm kind of happy if it will stay, in the, mid to upper 30s, and the 40s would be fine with me. Not a big deal. It's not a fast-paced game at all, single player, so Yeah, let's just change a few more of these settings here. I did try to go through and, before I shot the video, I got, basically everything all loaded up, got games running, got shader stuff done, and played with the settings to get what I thought was going to be good. And this one, I ended up just kind of playing with it here and there a little bit more, just kind of dial it in a little bit more. And that's kind of just what I was talking about earlier. Just, kind of play with the settings, find what works for you. It's something that you're happy with as far as, the way it is going to look. And then as far as your, frame rate and stuff like that goes. So, but I don't remember if you can I was trying to turn on a flashlight here, but I don't think, if I remember right, maybe this game is automatic with the flashlight. So we're just running through the beginning of the game here. And if you're not aware, this is from the same team that brought us the Silent Hill 2 remake that was widely regarded as an excellent remake. So this is their first game sort of since that Bloober team, which has a history of making kind of walking simulator type horror type games, which their games previous to Silent Hill 2 were, I would say, mediocre at best. But Silent Hill 2 seems to be really good. I haven't played it yet. I did go ahead and claim it on PlayStation. I think it's on, what is it, PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra this month. So I went ahead and downloaded it, but I don't even know why I did that. There's no way I'm going to have time to play it. But hopefully I'll get to it eventually. I actually think I want to play Cronos before that. This seems more up my alley than playing Silent Hill 2 Remake. Especially with the sci-fi aesthetic. And again, you can just see me kind of fiddling with the settings here. Just playing, trying to get the good image quality and the FPS kind of dialed in. And so if you guys are console players jumping into PC handhelds for the first time, if maybe you were, thinking about the Xbox ROG Ally, but now you're like, well, let me look at this Legion Go 2 since the price is so close. You're just going to have to get used to fiddling with settings a little bit more and, dealing with things like shader, loads and installs and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, so this is also like a 1 week update. So I do want to talk about my experience with the Legion Go 2. Just some things about it. The ergonomics on it are much improved over the Legion Go 1. Everything is kind of nice and rounded and contoured. But I will say it is heavier, and you do notice it. So if you're a Legion Go 1 or going to Legion Go 2, you will notice the additional weight. It's not, on paper that much heavier, but it does feel heavier. And the way that I typically will hold it, I have gotten a little bit of hand fatigue from, a couple hours of playtime. And maybe that's just getting used to a new heavier type handheld and, holding it a specific way. And maybe that'll go away with time, probably. But it is something to note. I don't love the way that the trigger, like the way that at least the way that I hold it. And I mentioned this in another video. It seems like the way that is comfortable for me to hold it and use it, since the stick's, kind of low, is I'm holding, especially on the right side, a little bit lower. So my index fingers tend to rest on the outside of the triggers, versus it seems like they were designed and have this nice like contoured rounded top to them, so like where your index finger is supposed to kind of drape over top of it. So mine don't really do that, so I end up hitting the edges of that, and I don't know if that's going to have any consequences over time or anything like that. But the nice thing about Legion Go and Legion Go 2 is the controllers are detachable and replaceable. So if I ever break something or wear it out, I can always just buy a new one, which is nice. Of course, if it's in a warranty period, you can always get that done through the warranty. But let's see, what else? The audio, much improved audio from Legion Go 1 to Legion Go 2. The two big things that were just downright atrocious on Legion Go 1 were the battery life and the speakers. But Legion Go 2 fixes that problem on both fronts. The battery life has been really good. I typically play in like an hour and a half to 2 hour chunks on handheld. And that's about the max, maybe 2.5 hours. And I have not had to worry about battery life at all. And I've been running it in the performance mode. You know, I have not gone like above performance mode and done like manual TDPs or anything like that. But in the regular performance mode, I've gone to 2.5 hours and not ran out of battery life. And I even actually went ahead and there is a setting that you can do in Legion Space to limit the charging to 80%. Just that way can kind of help with the longevity of the battery. So it's kind of nice to have that extra headroom in the battery to be able to do that. Whereas the Legion Go 1, I mean, even if I was going to just do game streaming like GeForce Now or PlayStation Remote Play or something like that, I mean, even on like the balance mode or the quiet mode, it's like you're still lucky if you can get 2 hours out of that and like game streaming. So battery here is much better. And the speakers, these speakers are actually great. I think I said in another video that the Xbox Ally and Ally X were the best speakers I've heard on the handheld. These are really good too. I need to kind of go back and listen to both of them again, like side by side, like actually do an audio comparison, because when I've been playing this with the speakers on, I'm like, these sound really good. So I would like to kind of revisit that thought, that statement, because I'm not sure that the Xbox has the better audio. It might, you know, it's totally possible. I know that they are really good, but I have been enjoying the speakers on the Legion Go 2. I think they do have like a nice, full, rich sound to them. So, you know, maybe we'll do a comparison on the channel here at some point, or maybe I'll mention that in like final reviews or something like that. But yeah, so audio, really great. Obviously, the star of the show is this screen, this beautiful 8.8-inch OLED VRR 30 hertz to 144 hertz display. It is awesome. And it is, in my opinion, the extra $350 over something like the Xbox ROG Ally X, or like, let's say maybe the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus, which is, I think last I checked, it was a little bit over $1,000. You know, for me, that $300 is worth it. And that's no small amount of money. I get it. But this display is something else. And videos do not do it justice. I really wanted to kind of do my best to showcase it because it is so good. So I even went as far as to shoot and record and upload a video in HDR to YouTube, but I don't know what YouTube does with it with HDR, but it really just made it look like crap. So I ended up just deleting it off and then re-uploading it in SDR. So I don't know, maybe that's something I need to look into. Maybe I need to render it a different way, or maybe render it in like ProRes or something like that, like a crazy couple 100 gigabyte file and upload that. I don't know if that'll make a difference or not. So yeah, unfortunately not able to showcase this in HDR, but I will do my best to kind of talk about my experience when some of these other games play that had really good HDR, and there's a couple of them coming up here later in the video. Again, if you want to jump to any specific game, timestamps are down below. Game you're watching currently is Cronos, The New Dawn, the new single-player, third-person sci-fi horror game, and it is super cool. I really like it so far. I have not played but maybe an hour into it a couple of different times for videos. I just don't have the time to play it right now. I'm so stoked to be able to do it at some point because it does seem super cool. And the vibes of it, I'm totally into it. I think it looks awesome. I'm not into sci-fi horror, but this game looks super cool. And it seems like, you know, even in this first area on this video, you're just kind of like walking around, kind of looking at some collectibles, reading some collectibles. And yeah, I mean, it is, you know, maybe a little bit tense as you walk around because you're not sure if there's something that's going to pop out at you or whatever. But for the most part, this seems like it's kind of more exploration focused, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. And the combat, which we haven't seen really too much of, does seem like it will be kind of one of those like where ammo is really important. So this seems like you probably don't want to be wasting ammo. But yeah, this game looks super cool, and I definitely, at least on my limited playtime, I would recommend checking it out if you're into stuff like Resident Evil games, Silent Hill games, that kind of stuff. You know, obviously this one does get compared to Dead Space a lot too, like the Dead Space remake, which, you know, I that's another game that I bought and downloaded and just never, like, it was just, there's, you know, too many other games to play that whenever I did that, and I just never got back to it. So I'm hoping this one doesn't fall through the cracks like that one did. All right, next game we are going to look at. This is an Xbox. Yes, let's give it a thumbs up for this is an Xbox. We're going to play Gears of War Reloaded from the Coalition. So this is the kind of the glow up, the remake version, the Gears of War Reloaded that recently came out in August. And from that boot up screen right away, the HDR looked sick with all that red in the back. Oh man, it looks so good. So HDR is definitely going to be turned on for this game. So here is the graphic settings that we're going to be rolling with. And, you know, Gears of War is a game you probably want to change the settings and optimize to get to 60 FPS because it is a third-person cover-based shooter. But, you know, it's not as, like, crazy demanding as, you know, more of a precision shooter like a Call of Duty or something like that. So, I mean, even if you do have to play at a lower FPS, like maybe on Xbox RG Ally, the white model, I think you'll be totally fine. This is not like a crazy hard game or anything like that. But let's check out Gears of War Reloaded. I haven't actually had a chance to boot this up or play it at all, so we're going to start pretty much from the very beginning on this one as well. You know, obviously, I've played it multiple times before. Played it when it first came out on, I think it was Xbox 360 was the first game whenever it came out. I also played the Ultimate Edition when it came out on Xbox One, so I've played it multiple times over the years, and it is just a fun, good game. I really love my favorite thing is just chainsawing enemies. It is so much fun. I just love to like run up and chainsaw people, which you've probably noticed in some of my other videos, like if it's a first-person shooter or like a Halo or something like that. I just like the kamikaze people. I like to just like barrage of like gunfire and then like finish them off with, you know, like a melee punch or hit, or in this game, a chainsaw. I don't think I did it in this video, but it is something that you'll be able to do in the game, and I did it quite a bit from whenever I played them originally. So yeah, this looks really good. This is like it seems like more of a like one of those faithful type remakes. This is not like a crazy total remake like Dead Space. This looks like more of like that Oblivion remastered type thing is what it kind of looks like to me. It looks good though. I mean, and on the screen, I actually don't think the video does it justice. This looks really good on the Legion Go 2 screen in HDR. And obviously the FPS is looking good. We got a nice high FPS here. And this is just a fun kind of like arcade action third-person shooter. You know, maybe this was one of those that you might have called a bro shooter back in the day, like multiplayer's fun, co-op's fun, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is just a fun game. I'm sure you've played it. But if not, if you're maybe a new to gaming, or maybe you were too young whenever this came out originally or something like that, these are fun. They're just fun. They're like, they don't take themselves too serious. Like, they know what they are. It's just about like being a badass soldier, killing the crap out of all these enemies with fun weapons. And like I said, the chainsaw gun, like just chainsawing dudes in half is super fun. I like the cover-based stuff, so I like to, you know, you just kind of get up behind something and then you pop out and shoot dudes. It's really fun, and this was like one of the first games that kind of really did it well, where you could just like hop over things. You would just run up and like get into cover, out of cover, hop over cover. So it was just really a lot of fun. It was something I never personally played anything like that before. So it was definitely, at the time, it was just like This is so sick, and it's still fun today. I playing this for the video. I had a lot of fun, and again, the recording of this just doesn't do justice to how good this looks on the Legion Go 2 screen. It looks awesome, and so we've got really good FPS. We got the VRR going, so it's just like super buttery smooth, and the image quality is great. It looks great. You're definitely going to have a lot of fun if you play this on the Legion Go 2. Hey, if you guys like this sort of content and you want to see more, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Obviously, we do lots of comparisons on the channel, so definitely let me know if there's something that we haven't done that you would like to see. We'll try to do as much as we can. I'm a one-man show here. I have I'm not monetized or anything like that. We're still a pretty new channel, so I have a full-time job and only so much time to do this. We do new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have been doing a lot more recently just because there is so much coming out right now, and so much like with the handhelds and with games. So I'm just trying to do my best to provide as much content as I can for you guys. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday is like my committed new video days, but right now with so much stuff coming out, I am still trying to do more. So I appreciate you guys watching all the videos, commenting, liking, subscribing, coming back every day for new videos. So if you guys are one of those that have done that, thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a like, comment, and, come back for more, or share it with a friend, all that kind of stuff. So that is Gears of War Reloaded. We are going to jump into the next game, Halo Infinite, and this looks awesome. So I did these for another video, and of all the handhelds I played this on, I think it is because of the OLED screen. It just looks sick, and you can see all the settings here. They're not like impressive settings or anything, but it looks so much better than what the settings sort of dictate it should look like. It looks awesome. So if you're into Halo Infinite, you're definitely going to be able to run this really well on this handheld. And if you want higher FPS, you can certainly do that. I think in this video I will kind of fiddle with it as well. But you can kind of go for what you want. So if you want just turn up some of the graphic stuff, you can do that and run it at 30s FPS if you really want to. Halo's best played at 60, I would say. So I would definitely probably tweak the settings to get above 60. And this little area here is just I thought there were some enemies over here, but they're actually, I guess maybe this loaded up from after I made the other video and we killed them all. So I'm going to have to run down here and see if there's some more enemies down this way. And let's maybe go check out this area. There's some other weapons that we can just go grab. This looks really good. And it is running okay with these settings. Like I said, we can definitely tweak the settings and probably get better. But again, that VRR, man, it just makes everything so smooth. It almost just like, if it's not responsive enough, it's almost like, well, maybe I keep the graphics higher and I maybe turn up the stick sensitivity a little bit and just kind of get the best of both worlds. And that's another trick that you can do sometimes too. So if you're dealing with a game that you can only get into the 30s and the VRR is helping you get a nice smooth image, but you want a little bit more responsiveness, you can, a lot of games allow you to turn that responsiveness on the sticks up. And that does help a little bit. So it's just another way that you can kind of tweak your experience. At least it's worked for me. And sometimes you can, like, if it's at 5, you put it up to 10, or sometimes that's still too much or doesn't feel good. So maybe you just put it at 6 or 7. So there's just always different things that you can do to sort of customize the experience. It's just try to get the best out of whatever it is that you're playing. And, that's kind of the MO for handheld PCs. It's, these games are made for PC, rigs, not for handhelds. Although, thanks to the Steam Deck and the popularity sort of kind of ramping up, I think that more and more developers are optimizing for handheld, which is super nice. I'm starting to see more like Cronos, whenever we were playing that earlier, had some really nice text setting options. So you could get really big text for like your subtitles and stuff, which is awesome because with like say something like the Xbox ROG Ally or Ally X with that 7-inch screen, text can be like really hard to read, you know, especially for me. I'm a little bit older, so I'm starting to lose some of that like really close up focus ability, which sucks because I've had perfect vision my whole life. So I'm like totally distraught about it. So you can make fun of me in the comments down below, but I probably need to go get some reading glasses. But that's why I really like this Legion Go 2 screen, this 8.8-inch screen. It really is not just for readability, but for immersiveness. I just feel so much more immersed in a game playing on this screen versus like a 7-inch screen. The 7-inch screen, I think, is a relic of the past. I don't think you're going to see tons more devices with 7-inch screens. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe the popularity of the Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X, or just the regular ROG Ally and Ally X, will continue to drive that 7-inch market. But for me, give me that bigger screen. I think 8 inches is a sweet spot for most people. I think like the Legion Go S line is probably one of the better value points for the 8-inch. Of course, you got the MSI, they call it 8 AI Plus with its driver update seems to be performing really well. But that's it for Halo Infinite. We're going to jump into, I had some requests to see Halo, the Master Chief Collection, so we're going to jump into that. And I figured I would just go ahead and jump into Halo 4 first. I know that's not everybody's favorite, but I'm like, okay, well, that's the most recent game in the series. So that was the one that, the first one, I think, after Bungie handed it off over to 343. So I'm like, okay, well, that's probably going to be your most graphically demanding one. So let's load that one up first and just put the settings. I think we'll go through and crank the settings up here and just kind of see what comes out on the other side. So we'll do Halo 4, and then, you know, since we just got the Halo campaign, what do they call it, campaign evolved trailer, we'll jump into just that same sort of level on Halo 1. Halo 1 still to this day is my favorite. I love Halo 2 as well. Halo 1 and 2 are really special games for me. Halo 1 is the reason why I picked up an Xbox in the first place. I used to work at Best Buy, and I would have to go up and back across the floor quite a bit throughout the day, and I would walk by the video games every time, and I would see that Halo box art, and I was like, man, I would just pick it up and look at the back of it. I was like, this looks so cool, man. And I saved up a bunch of money, finally bought an Xbox and bought Halo, and I was just totally enthralled by it. It was so cool. I was just mesmerized by it, like the grass and the grass textures and the tree bark textures. I would just like walk up and just like stare at a tree. Just imagine doing something stupid like that nowadays. But it really was like just ahead of its time. It was just so like, I couldn't believe it was real. And of course, on top of that, it was super fun to play. I think Halo Combat Evolved also has some of the best music in the entire series. I think it has a different vibe than some of the other games. Like there is really like some like super melodic music in that game that is just so good. And I kind of miss, especially on like once 343 took over. I mean, they really don't hit the same notes with the music as they did on those earlier games. So, but yeah, this is obviously running quite well. So yeah, I don't think you're going to have any problems running any of these Master Chief Collection games. I did not jump into any multiplayer, but we got this Halo 4 campaign running totally fine. We're going to go ahead and jump into campaign. Can't listen to me. Campaign Evolved. We're going to jump into Combat Evolved here in just a second and just do a little combat in that and before we head off into another game. So, yeah, Master Chief Collection, all these games are going to run totally great. And they should, right? They're last gen games. Or, I mean, 2 gens ago. But some, they've been retouched and stuff, so I think it's nice to see them running at really high frame rates and everything like that. So let's jump into the Silent Cartographer, which was the basically what they showed off for Campaign Evolves. So this game, this is the 10th anniversary edition, so I think what I'm going to do is just, because it really just, we want to see what the handheld can do. Like, I would probably prefer to play it in its original form, but we're going to go ahead and just crank the settings all the way to max and just see how it runs. So let's go into the settings here and do that real quick. But golly, man, man, Halo music, especially the early games, Halo 1, Halo 2, so good. I really wanted to go play that level that has the really melodic music in this game. I couldn't remember what level it was. I think it's like the second or third one. But I figured, with the new trailer dropping, this is probably what people would want to see most. So here you can see the settings, and then we will just kind of run through the beach here and just kill some grunts and some elites and just mess around. See if we can die a few times. We'll probably do that. So let's just, so there's all the settings. So if you wanted to see those in more detail, feel free to scrub back and forth. If you scrub forward just to see Master Chief Collection, if you want to check out any of the other games in this video, I did put them in the timestamps down below. So feel free to jump from game to game. I definitely appreciate it. I understand that video this long, people are only going to watch few different parts of it, so it's maybe even nutty for me to do a voiceover for the entire thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. So if you if you appreciate that, hey, maybe drop me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. I really appreciate all the new subscribers to the channel, everybody that is in the community commenting and kind of joining the conversation. I love interacting with you guys, so definitely drop a comment down below. If you prefer Twitter, I do have a Twitter. You can follow me at Blame It On Ryan. And that's Ryan with an E, as you saw at the beginning of the video with all the Hideo Kojima style credits. So yeah, definitely do that if you would like to. I'd be happy to interact with you on Twitter as well if you want to. Yes, I still call it Twitter. I'm boycotting calling it X. I'm not calling it X. I think it's so stupid. I don't know why you paid so much money to buy a brand and then just throw it away, basically. I'm like, you could have just started X on your own. So basically, they just bought all the users. It's all good. I don't hate Twitter or hate X or anything like that. I'm just an old man rant there. I actually totally like Twitter or X or whatever. Or if you're on those other ones, I'm old, man. I can only handle so much social media. So if you would like to follow me there, that'd be great. If you want to just subscribe and comment here, that's also great too. So definitely appreciate it. All right, next game, Ori and the Blind Forest. And man, already this with the HDR. Whoo, boy. This screen is incredible. If you want to see the settings, these are the settings that we are going to be rolling with here. So basically just pretty much everything on high. Of course, you always want to turn VSync off so we can use that 30 to 144 Hz VRR window. And let's jump into Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, if you guys like Metroidvanias and you have not played Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori of the Will of the Wisps, you need to do yourself a favor and pick these games up. They go on sale all the time. You can pick them up super cheap. And I think they're even on Game Pass, obviously. They are awesome. Oh my God, look at that. All of the white in this. Oh, it's just like the HDR on this screen is incredible. This screen is so good. And I really wish I could show you in HDR, but man, you're going to have to see this screen in person to really, I think, appreciate just how good it is in games that support HDR. Oh man, look at that. In the background, that looks incredible, man. Like these highlights, the contrast ratio of OLED with these super bright white highlights. This is it's a sight to behold, man. If you're in the market for a premium handheld, maybe you're looking at Xbox ROG Ally X, maybe you're looking at MSI Claw AI 8 AI Plus, maybe you're looking at MSI Claw A8, maybe you're looking at another $1,000, handheld. You should probably take a look at this one before you pull the trigger, because it is $350 more than those, or $300 more than a couple of those, but this screen is worth it with look at that tree, dude. That looks incredible in HDR. That looks so good. This screen with the 30 to 144 hertz VRR window, the HDR, the OLED. This is not even close. By far, this is the best screen ever on a handheld gaming device that I've ever seen. Nothing even comes close to it. It looks absolutely unbelievable. So if you have not, or if you're considering one of those other handhelds and you're watching this video because you're interested, yeah, it delivers. It is every bit as good as we hoped it would be, and more. This actually is exceeding my expectations. The OLED with the HDR is awesome, but the thing that's really kind of caught me off guard with how much of a difference it makes in your gameplay experience is the VRR window going down to 30. There's just so many games that you play on a PC handheld that you're not going to be able to stay above 48 FPS. So a lot of times, like especially for the Xbox ROG Ally, the white model, it's like, why'd you even put a VRR panel in it? There's not many games you're going to be able to play over 48 consistently to take advantage of that VRR window. Of course, games like this, I would imagine you could do that. 2D games, Hollow Knight, stuff like that, you can probably stay above 48 FPS. Indie games, Metroidvanias, that kind of stuff. But AAA games, good luck. But on this device, you can run, we've already seen it in this video, games, that AAA games may be running in mid-30s, mid-40s, and it just gives you a buttery smooth experience. Man, look at all those bright white highlights in the screen. It is so good. And again, if you haven't played Ori, these games are so good. The chase sequences, the platforming, they are challenging and rewarding, and the music that happens during the chase sequences is just unbelievable. And the entire soundtrack of Ori and the Will of the Wisps is incredible. So if you like these type of games at all, and if you're watching this right now, and imagine you do, and you haven't played it, you should go play these. These are great. Add them to your list. You won't regret it. They're so good. Man, just on this combat, look at all of these super bright white highlights. This is like anything I've ever seen on a handheld. This is so mesmerizingly good. I'm just sitting here gushing about it, and if you play it, if you get one, if you see it, I think you'll understand this is worth the price of admission. Yeah, this is an expensive handheld, and it's absurd. I agree with you, and it's hard to justify that kind of price tag, but if anything does, this screen really, really makes it worthwhile, I think. So, all right, well, that's it for Ori. Let's go ahead and jump into another game. Let's see what we got up next here. All right, the next game we are going to jump into is Silent Hill F. And this is another one of those games that I would like to play. I just have not had the time to play it. Kind of like with Cronos. And to be honest with you, I think this one got even better reviews than Cronos, but I'm more into Cronos than this one. But this is definitely something I would like to play if I could ever just get some more time to play games, man. This is too many games coming out right now. But so yeah, let's check out Silent Hill F, and this is definitely looks better and is running better than on the Legion Go whenever I tried it on it. So yeah, this looks pretty good. Oh, we just hit a cutscene right away. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on Silent Hill F. I'm just going to kind of run around this area a little bit so you can kind of see the frame rate, see what the graphics look like. In my opinion, on a PC handheld, because you are usually limited on some of these settings, I think you do lose some of the atmosphere, but just because in Silent Hill there's like so much fog and stuff like that, so, and a lot of it's like lighting based. I think this looks good and totally playable, absolutely. But I almost wonder what it looks like if I were to boot it up on, you know, my 4K HDR 75-inch TV running on like PS5 Pro or something like that. I wonder if it looks like way more atmospheric. I would imagine that it does, but as far as playability here, this looks totally good. It looks totally playable, and it's running, I think, well enough that you could play it totally comfortably. And again, these types of games, you know, I don't think you need 60 FPS or anything like that. I think if you can keep it above, you know, 35 plus, 30 plus, and just stay in that VR window, I think you'll have a good, nice, smooth experience, since this is not like a fast-paced game or anything like that. But yeah, this game, it has gotten good reviews. People seem to really like it, especially for the first brand new Silent Hill game in a while. I think the setting is kind of cool. Isn't it like 19, I think 60s Japan, something like that, which I think is pretty cool. So it would be fun to play this and explore it a little bit more. But I've just got a bunch of games stacking up ahead of it that I would like to play first. But have you guys played Silent Hill F? What did you guys think of it? Drop a comment down below, let us know. Or if you played it on a PC handheld that has the Z2 Extreme or even Z1 Extreme, if you have good optimized settings, I always encourage you to drop those in the comments for other people, because if those settings worked on the Z1 Extreme, they'll definitely work on the Z2 Extreme even better. And as far as the going from like Legion 1 Go to Legion, I keep saying Legion 1 Go, Legion Go 1 to Legion Go 2. The biggest difference really is you do get a little bit more FPS on the performance mode, but what I've noticed is most of the time I can just drop it to balance mode and not really lose anything. So you just really get kind of that same performance, but a little bit better at lower TDPs, which means way better battery life. So if you are looking at this and you're like, man, I just can't justify that price, I think you should maybe check out the Legion Go 1. I love the Legion Go 1. It's been my go-to PC handheld for a long time. And so one thing I'll say, again, this is a kind of like a 1 week update here, is the 1200p. I do notice the downgrade in the 1200p versus 1600p. Now, running PC games, I don't think it matters because you're going to be running lower settings anyway. But if I want to crank up GeForce Now, if I want to like do PS Remote Play and use lossless scaling to kick it up to 1600p, I do notice a difference, especially on GeForce Now. So if you're somebody who wants a high-end handheld PC that you do also utilize GeForce Now from time to time, and you like that 1600p on the Legion Go 1, it may be the better device for you. And you can actually, if you like to do GeForce Now and you want a GeForce Now machine, Legion Go 1 is going to be a far more justifiable purchase, since you can get them for, I still see them on like Marketplace and stuff for, $399, $350, $400, $450. I've seen people post in the Reddit that they bought one on their Facebook Marketplace for $150, for $200. It's like insane. It's just really great value. So if you are somebody who likes to game stream, I think the Legion Go 1 might be the better option, because this is way more value, and that 1600p is noticeable when you're using something like GeForce Now as far as the sharpness of the image. But when you're running actual PC games, I don't think it matters that much because even on Legion Go 1, you're going to be running it at, games at like 800p or maybe 1200p, or you're not going to be running games at 1600p unless it's like an indie game, something that you have a lot of headroom on, maybe like Ball Pit or like Ori, maybe you can run those games at 1600p. But for the most part, you're not going to be utilizing the resolution on that display all that often, unless you're doing something like GeForce Now, game streaming, or something like that. But again, if you guys, if you're into Silent Hill F and you want to play it handheld on the Legion Go 2, I think you're going to be totally satisfied with this experience. I think it looks pretty good. It's running just fine. And yeah, I think you'll be quite happy. So that's going to be just about it here on Silent Hill F, and we are going to be moving on to another game. So again, if you would like to jump to different games, they're going to be in the timestamps down below. We are going to go ahead and jump into Oblivion Remake. We've had quite a few requests on the channel for Oblivion Remake, and you're welcome. I spent like however long it takes to get out of the stupid tutorial area because I played this game a little bit earlier this year, but I played it on PlayStation, so no cross save, no cross progression here. But of course, if you have, it is Xbox Play Anywhere, so if you play it on Xbox, you'll be able to pick up your save. But I did not have that luxury, so I sat and tortured myself by wasting an hour or however long it took to get out of the tutorial area so you could see the how this game runs in the open world, because I don't think it's that beneficial to see the tutorial area since it's like a more linear, not very graphically intensive area to play in. Oh my god, the fire on this looks incredible with that HDR. It looks so good. Man, dude, the OLED HDR, man, it is something else. So let's jump into Oblivion Remake, and you have a lot of options. I think when we start here, so you see it's pretty high FPS. I think I left this with frame gen on, and so what we'll do is I think we're going to at some point drop the frame gen so you can see it running at without the frame gen at lower FPS, but still like really, this looks really good. Like, look at the quality of the image there. I think it is really good, even with the frame gen. And this is, this is another one of those games. It's not like a crazy fast-paced game. It's got really clunky combat anyway. So if you want to use frame gen to get, a higher FPS that way, I think that's totally fine. I don't have a problem with it. And especially on a game like this, I think it is totally fine. So what we're going to do is just going to kind of run around here. And, this game has really been notorious for just being very unoptimized, especially on PC. A lot of like stuttering, and you see a little bit of it here too. But generally speaking, for this being a PC handheld, I think it is handling it quite well. And again, we will... so I think the frame gen is on here, and we will also turn that off and kind of run around here for the second part of it. So we'll get into this kind of like the inner, I forget what it's called, the inner town area, and we'll run around a little bit, and then we'll come back outside as well. So if you want to play Oblivion Remake and you're thinking about getting Legion Go 2, I really haven't run into any games that I was like, I wouldn't play this on the PC handled. I haven't had that experience yet. On the Xbox RG Ally, the white model, we had that happen a couple of times. Like Star Wars Outlaws, just completely unplayable on it. And even when you got it running, it was like,
Thank you, kind sir.
15 FPS, 12. I mean, and it just looked god awful. So there are going to be games on the entry-level handhelds that you're not going to be able to play. But on the Z2 Extreme here with 32 gigs of RAM, which I think is super helpful, you are going to be able to play pretty much whatever you want. I mean, are you going to be able to do it at 90 FPS? No. Are you going to be able to do it at 60 FPS? Not all the time. Sometimes, sure. You've got lots of options. Some games have frame gen. You can use different, you could use lossless scaling to do frame gen if you want to. You could do, just let the VRR window kind of handle the smoothness, which is kind of what I've been doing. I've really been optimizing for sort of balancing the image quality and the FPS and letting the VRR do its thing. So I've been very happy with this handheld. It is as advertised. It is very premium from top to bottom. Like, you spend $1,000 on the Xbox ROG Ally X, and I pulled it out. You can see it on my unboxing video. I pulled it out, or my first impressions video in the unboxing section. I pulled it out, and it's, creaking and cracking on the right side. Like, the plastic is, like, the build quality is just not that good. And then you have, like, these gigantic bezels on the top and bottom on this little 7-inch screen where you could easily probably fit an 8-inch screen. And it just doesn't feel that premium for $1,000. Now, I have not personally handled the MSI devices, the A8 or the AI Plus. I would like to. I have not yet, so I don't know what those feel like, if they feel premium at all. I think the Legion Go S devices are very nice. Not nearly as premium feeling as this, but they are very nice, and I think they are a good value point and it's like a good, easy to recommend handheld PC for most people. But this does feel premium as soon as you pick it out. The controllers, the soft touch matte finish that doesn't collect tons of like fingerprints and stuff. I'm not sure how they did it, but it is nice. I like the nice grippy textures all over it. The screen is ultra premium. The speakers are really good. It's obviously got the Z2 Extreme, which is, a good chip. It's like supposed to be the, new top of the line type mobile, handheld PC type chip that actually, still gets good battery life. The controllers themselves, like the sticks, the D-pad feels nice. All the buttons, the trackpad, everything about this, it feels premium. And now the case it comes with, I do think the materials are nice. I think the case feels nice, but it is a little bit lacking compared to the Legion Go 1 case. Like, there's no pass-through charging anymore. Only comes with a single zipper. So if you wanted to do pass-through charging like through a zipper, you could, usually you'd be able to pull the zippers to the middle and then kind of like hug the cable in between it. Cannot do that. This only has one zipper. So if you're going to charge it in the case, you're going to have to leave it like half unzipped, which I kind of hate that. But I suspect that maybe they have problems with people overheating their devices by charging them in the case in like sleep mode and stuff. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't trust Windows at all. And even when I had the Steam Deck, I don't care. I'm sure it worked fine. I turn them off. And I just like to boot up fresh. This is not 1995 when it took me 15 minutes to boot up the computer. These things boot up fast. They're running on SSDs. It takes no time at all to power it on. Games don't take that long to load. Now, I do get it. I mean, it is nice, like picking up, like let's say a Nintendo Switch, power it on, jump in your game, boom, and you are going. I get the appeal of that, and I would like that on PC handhelds too, but I just don't trust it. I read on Reddit today somebody's experience with their Xbox ROG Ally X, which has the new full-screen Xbox experience, that they were charging their device in its case in a case that they got in sleep mode, and the thing just like completely overheated and they couldn't turn it back on. And you just don't know. And like, I just don't trust the sleep modes. And for Xbox especially, I liked quick resume. I thought it was a really great feature, but one corrupted save and I was like, nope, not doing that anymore. But anyway, I got on a tangent there. Let's go ahead and jump into one more bonus game. I think this is the 11th game if you are still keeping track at home. And we've seen this one a bit on the channel, but I am playing it right now. I'm a little further in the game, so we can look at just a little bit of a different area. And I'm going to tell you, this is awesome on the Legion Go 2. So I was playing it on the Xbox ROG Ally and Ally X, and I was also playing it on Legion Go. And this is you know, obviously performance on the Xbox ROG Ally X is equivalent. I mean, it's just as good, maybe even better at different points. They seem like they go back and forth, and they're basically the same chip with, you know, just a little bit difference in RAM and, you know, obviously optimization with the full screen experience, etc. But this looks and runs really good on the Legion Go 2. And again, I just kind of like went into the open world. I just sort of optimized it for good enough FPS and what I felt like was really nice image quality. And this game looks really good and it runs really good. And the VRR helps it stay nice and smooth. And that's saying something because this game is not really well optimized. It doesn't run really good on PCs. And you can't, like, you know, when Digital Foundry's like, don't run it at ultra settings, you know, there's a problem with optimization in the game. Like, they're just saying run it at, you know, these different lower settings, which is pretty funny. But, so this is the ship in Outer Worlds 2. It's kind of like your hub, like where your characters and stuff, you know, you can go travel from planet to planet and your characters are, you know, you can go talk to the companions and things like that. I really like this game, but I will say the difference between the Obsidian Outer Worlds games and, like, you know, the Bethesda Fallout type games is the conversations in this game are very long. I mean, they just go on and on and on. And look, I like a lot of the choice and consequence. I think it is cool, but this is maybe a little too much. And maybe I've just changed as a game. This is something that I used to just really want to immerse myself in, and I think it's just because games are so long now and time is so short and you get so little time to play that it's like I don't want to spend an extra 20 hours going through all the dialogue choices anymore because this game is already going to be 30 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours, and I've got a stack of other, you know, 60-hour games. You know, I certainly you know, maybe I'm in a minority. I don't know. I really love a 12 to 15-hour game. I like to play games. I like to play different games. And when games are super long, it just wears on me because I just want to be able to play other stuff. But I like to complete and finish them. I like to see everything the game has to offer. I like to get, you know, most or all of the trophies and achievements, that kind of stuff. I think it's really fun to just kind of see everything the game has to offer. But yeah, if you want to run Outer Worlds 2 on the Legion Go 2, I think it does run perfectly good. I don't remember if I put the settings up on the screen. I hope I did. If I did, you can go back and scrub to it. And or maybe that's, are we going to do that here? No, guess not. So if I did that at the beginning, maybe you can scrub back and screenshot it. And if I didn't, let me know in the comments down below, and I can definitely let you guys know what those were. But yeah, it runs really good. And again, what I always recommend to everybody is, you know, once you sort of get it optimized, I just got the FPS counter in the corner because I know you guys are going to want to see something. But, you know, for me, I know if I have that counter in the corner, I'm going to be constantly fiddling with it, trying to get it better. So I would just say get it to where you're happy, take it off, play the game. And I think that's the best way to go with a PC handle, especially for console players jumping in for the first time. Yeah, just trust me. It'll give you a better experience. You'll just be nonstop fiddling with it and like fixated on it. And every time it jumps up and down, you're gonna be like, let me change this, let me change that. Maybe I can get it perfect. And I'm just not about that. I like playing the games more than fiddling with the settings. So, but hey, for any of these games in this video, if you have optimized settings, please drop them in the comments down below. If you watch this entire video, salute to you. I'm going to give you an Oklahoma salute, a Mile High salute, whatever you want. And just a big fat thank you. Drop a comment and let me know that you did. I'll give you a like and give you a comment back. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And, you know, thank you guys so much for watching. We've got tons of other content on other PC handhelds on the channel, lots of versus videos. So you guys can kind of see if you're in the market for a PC handheld and you want to see, you know, one versus another. I've got a lot of videos up on that. And just in general, if there's something you want to see, or a style of video, or if you like when a new game comes out, like what's a type of video you would want to see? Like Call of Duty's coming next week. What would you want to see? Do you want to see a comparison video between two handhelds? Do you want to see just a single handheld, how it runs on it? Do you want to see the campaign? Do you want to see the multiplayer? You know, that kind of stuff will help me sort of gauge what I need to do in terms of the schedule for content, you know, so I can, you know, shoot and film what you guys would like to see. And so, yeah, here's the open world. Look how good this looks on this handheld. This looks incredible. And again, there's just something different about the 8.8-inch screen versus the 7-inch screen, that it's just so much more immersive. You get to see a lot more of that detail, like in the grass and the foliage. You know, some of that's just, you kind of miss it on a 7-inch screen, or at least I do anyway. But yeah, I think this looks good. And just a weird note about Outer Worlds 2, like, what's with this color palette? I think this game is, like, it's not an ugly game. I think it's an ugly color palette. And do you guys think so? Or am I crazy? I don't know. I mean, it's not an ugly game. It's an ugly color palette. Like, I just feel like they picked weird colors for everything. I don't know. Anyway, but hey, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Oh my God, thank God it's over. This was so long. I can't believe I did this long of a video. See ya.